everybody. This is Work in Progress Podcast. I'm Tubbs.
I'm Dale.
Rachel.
And today we have a special guest.
And this podcast is brought to you by Fleshlights.
Our special guest name's Brian.
I got me a douche flute in my mouth. So what's this podcast about? What are we talking about?
It's called the Work in Progress Podcast.
Oh, really?
We talk about works we have in progress.
You know what? I want to talk about Fleshlights.
We just
Go
grabbed
for
this guy off the street, so
Yeah. I just lived by this dumpster in the alley, and they felt bad for me. And I was like, don't feel bad for me. I made my choices in life.
AKA coworker.
if you guest spot on our podcast, we'll feed you dinner.
Okay, yeah, you guys gave me dinner. I got some fucking rolled tacos and a bean and cheese burrito. It's pretty yummy. And
We like to get heavy gastrointestinal foods in us before we podcast.
I just don't understand, like, when you hand me the bean and cheese burrito, you spit on it and just said, come here,
Take it.
take it. Come in our podcast. And I was like, all right.
You don't have to question it.
You don't have to come in our podcast either. We just wanted you to be on it.
Oh, okay, that works. Yeah, I'm just here for the free booze. Actually, I bought this one.
We just need another face.
It works. So seriously, what is this podcast about?
This podcast, well, actually, Dale started, so I'm going to shut up.
No, go ahead. I interrupted you.
Oh.
Anyway, but
Pinch poke. Give me a Coke.
dead air.
I like dead air. Dead
Yeah.
air? Oh, wait, no. Shh. Awkward silence.
Yeah.
And everybody just look at each other in the eyes.
It has to get awkward.
Everybody look at each other in the eyes.
That's not very
and see
good.
who gets more attracted.
Just so we know, just so you know, this is an audio format. Nobody can see us staring at each other.
No. They have imaginations.
Oh, okay.
If there's smart people listening to this, which I'm hoping there are,
How many
there's dumb people
subscribers we
listening
have?
to
12?
14.
14.
14 subscribers.
Yeah.
14 subscribers?
So
Yeah.
you're going to be a big deal after this.
Okay, so out of those 14, there might be 7 that are smart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
It's a good-
Literally half of our listenership. So thank you for that.
cool. All right, so we might lose 7 of them.
Okay.
I say we because I'm planning on coming back into this because I got ideas for this podcast.
Oh.
So yeah, Work in Progress podcast has, well, when it originally started, we were trying to cover various topics of basically anything and trying to see how it influences us and our art. And then it kind of turned into more of a self-proclaimed philosophical podcast.
We didn't
As well
self-proclaim
as
that.
art.
I don't feel like we self-proclaimed that.
Oh, okay. That's true. We never actually did, so...
I'm really curious. What does this podcast sound like to people? It's like Darth Vader
I have no
fucking
idea,
breathing
because-
No.
fucking Tubbs here is fucking like breathing in like.
Oh, yeah. It's
But there is a lot of that, oddly.
yeah.
Nobody's ever complained about it, so...
No, because we're all Sith Lords. Because you get. Oh, I'm burping.
Oh, but it started because Dale's a creator. He makes clay things, and he's an artist.
No, fuck it. We're all artists in our own way.
That's
right?
a douchey answer.
It is.
I think we've covered that.
Yeah. I mean, like, think about it, bro. Let me suck off my douche flute here. Dude, I like the fact that we're just fucking vaping the fuck during this podcast. and it feels very spooky. It's like an ominous fog going on right now. Like I'm in fucking like Victorian London. I'm gonna get stabbed and raped by the Jack Ripper.
There's Jack the Ripper right there. So
Oh god damn.
I pointed at a Jack the Ripper.
Dale has Jack the Ripper in his,
Figure,
in his art room.
My sister bought it for me.
It's a nice Jack the Ripper.
Um,
But Dale does sculptures and art, and now he's doing airbrush on canvas. Rachel is a woodworker,
Painter.
more woodworker than a painter, than an
Currently.
artist currently. And I tinker in my backyard.
Oh. So I guess I do video editing, which is not. I would not say it's an art.
It could be
It's
an
a
art.
it's a
Art.
technical skill.
Some of the stuff I've
That's
seen
an
you
art.
do is an art.
There's some
But
good
it's
movies
also
that
a
have shitty
cycle-
fucking video editing.
I look at video editing as more of a psychological, mental.
Okay,
I
so
thought that the way
bending.
that you edited Terminator 2 was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the way I do.
Okay, so one of our topics in one of the past episodes, I can't remember which one, we asked if the
That's
people who were behind the scenes were considered artists, like photo editors or video editors. Do you consider them artists, or do you just consider them just another tool? Being a video editor yourself.
It depends. It depends. I look more when you want to talk about creativity. When it comes down to video, it comes down to the content that you're showing. The creator of the content is like somebody comes up with a topic. It's like, I have this topic here I want to show. The creator comes in with what kind of vibe they want to like give off, right? Well, say you want to bring in a camera guy, a lighting guy, an audio guy. These are technical skills. The only time where creativity comes along is when you start involving yourself into the subject itself. How you want to... When you look at the subject, there's actually a...
Use your words.
I'm trying to use my words. I've been drinking scotch the majority of the night, man. I can only talk shit right now. So yeah, when you get to the topic you're talking about, it's kind of philosophical, where it's
Right.
like the art is all about what the content is about. The technical skills about the camera work. A monkey can control camera, lighting. Anybody can control light, and so it's all about angles, math, knowing the numbers and all that stuff. You can say it's art, but there's actually a really technical skill about it. If everything is like, if you light a camera, if you have the lighting perfectly set up for a camera to absorb all that light, that's all technical stuff. The camera guy can use some of his artistic skill to express what's going on with the subject. It's like, what is the subject trying to explain? But that's actually coming from the subject you're trying to shoot. The art actually comes from the subject too.
So do you think there's less freedom as far as being a camera guy or a sound guy? Do you think there's less freedom for them to actually be more creative?
A sound guy,
Or the camera guy? Because they're kind of told like...
I feel you're gonna get hate comments
Oh
out of
no,
this.
you're fine.
I don't think we have enough listeners to get
Yeah.
hate comments here.
No, I want hate comments.
Okay, good.
I want people to hate.
Do it.
Oh, before you go on,
People
do you
will come
have
from miles away to
do
hate.
you have a social media platform that's open?
I don't
that you
use
wanna-
social media at all
Oh,
right now.
Okay.
I fucking dropped out of like Facebook and Snapchat and Instagram a long time ago. But when I start thinking like people who can use like content from audio and turn it into something creative, when I see people who can mix. At first I didn't think mixers can be creative. And so I started watching people mixing stuff, like just regular sounds and turning it into music. And I started thinking about Trent Reznor. Trent Reznor was the first person that would do this. He would like just throw fucking tools at a fucking wall. Remember like fucking oh shit. I'm trying to remember the fucking song. I remember he said he just throw wrenches over the wall, and it was like this one song that made fucking really fucking big. And then he just like cut it, put it into a beat. It's almost the same thing you can do with audio, with anything. And like now you can see that with dubstep and all these EDM songs. I can kind of see that that's actually kind of creative. Finding a beat, or you can actually feel it in your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm drunk now. God
Good.
damn. This is the wrong time for me to podcast right now.
But like, listen to the song.
Just listen to it, bro. So there's like, you can... Wait, what was I going to say? I had a statement to say. I'm watching the waveform monitors while it's recording me. I'm
You're
not...
talking about mixers.
Yeah, I am. This is a mixer right now. It's not like Darth Vader. A weak Darth Vader. What the hell is this? What is this vape thing you gave me, Tubbs?
I care.
It's an E-Leaf eye care.
Wait, what do you go? What's your what name do you go by in the podcast? You go by Tubbs? I just know you by Tubbs.
That's what I go by everywhere.
Just Tubbs. All right, cool.
Tubbs.
Big T.
Because I go by my alias.
Nope, don't
I go
go by
by
that.
I go by Brian.
Do not
That's
go
not my
by that.
real name.
At all.
Huh?
I go by my alias, Brian. That's not my real name.
Oh.
Brian's a fake name. Trust me, it's a fake name.
Huh. Now we're gonna be trying to guess what the real name is.
Are we
I don't know if
gonna
it's
try to guess
possible.
what his name is?
No, probably not.
My real name starts with an M.
Michael. You're
Mary.
Michael.
Mary.
Mary sounds like a good name for me.
It does, actually.
All right. So yeah, I don't want to talk about Minecraft. Let's talk about.
Why
let's jump
not?
around.
You're a guest on the show.
Yeah.
I know.
Nobody more
Okay.
about
It's
your craft.
about you right now.
Oh,
They're probably
really?
tired of hearing our shitty voices.
God damn! It feels really weird when it has to be about.
Well, their
me.
shitty voices. My
I like
voice.
it when it's a conversation. I have to force my.
So let's
thing.
usually we start out with the question of, so how was your week?
I would like to start off with that. When somebody asks me, hey, I just start off with a new job pretty much.
Right.
Which it's official / not official, my job now. I don't want to talk about the details.
Yeah, no, we don't talk
But-
about details.
Somebody asked me, hey, so what's it like taking care of this job, which does deal with video production? And there's so much workload. The content comes in so fucking hard where somebody said, hey, so what's it like? And I pretty much explained it. Have you ever tried catching elephant shit? I'm just thinking of a bag under a fucking elephant's anus. Grrr, and then it's going all over your face. And then someone else gave me another
I feel
analogy.
like I pictured you catching it with your hands because I feel like if an elephant ship bag would be specifically designed to catch.
I was
an
first
elephant
imagining
shit.
it with my face.
Oh well, not your face.
Yeah, well, because the way the content came down.
And it cost too much.
Wait, hold up, wait here. Wait, what's that? I'm reading about. I'm trying to hire another person for my job because I have too much work to do, and so I gave my colleague a notice. Is like, look at this guy's stuff, which is actually a guy that's in this podcast, and I want to hire him. We don't know which one it is. You figure it out.
Not me.
I'll be down and he's interested. Is it? You know what? Right now I got a text back. Fucking my other colleague, he's interested. We want to hire.
A person.
Do you go by the name that you go by in real life?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I want to hire Dale. Dale is like, I was going to say Dial. I've been drinking. Scotch. I love fucking scotch. Scotch.
Down in my bed.
And it goes down. Yum yum yum.
I think I pretty much had like an hour head start into scotch tonight. So I don't know if my conversation is going to make any sense or if I'll have a point.
Yeah.
So I don't usually have a point, right?
Yeah, well, we want you to be you.
Drunk me is different from natural me.
It is true. You are different when you're
Yeah.
drunk, but you're still you.
Yeah, true. Because I'm always horny.
True. Very true.
Yeah, because I'm always going to try to poke it to somebody.
Very true.
Yeah.
Whether they're into it or not.
Yeah, no. Yeah. What's that term that I heard before? It's not gay unless everyone's screaming?
Oh, it's not rape unless
Oh, no, it's not rape
I think
unless
you heard
everyone's
what you
screaming.
wanted to hear, sir. But nobody ever said that.
Okay, so now everyone knows who's the target now. I guess you're safe, Rachel.
Oh.
Please don't
but
peg
you
me.
safe.
I had a great topic that I came up with, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh.
It's a good thing you brought it up for the podcast.
Exactly.
What do you guys say? Podcast over?
Yeah, pretty much.
Podcast over.
I will try to
Actually,
remember.
Ryan, you're a guest. Do you have a topic for us to talk about?
You know, I like talking about current events.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, you got a thing there. Let's look at what's the top current events. Okay, everybody knows about Las Vegas. I don't want to talk about Las Vegas because I'm a little bit of a gun lover. But gun lovers would hate me. Not even attacking?
Stuff. Sorry, we had a little break.
Somebody had to pee. Nobody went pee, but somebody had to.
What about
cut.
what other
Jump cut.
what other current
Oh, I
events?
should stop watching porn on this thing.
Other than the big stuff. Because I want to talk about the light stuff.
You know what? Let's find a town. Pick a state.
Pick a state.
Yeah.
What's going on in Oregon?
Oregon, pick a letter.
A. It rhymes with J.
Astoria.
He's clicking his way.
Astoria, Oregon News. Local news, the Daily Astorian.
So and so lost their dog.
Okay, so yeah, I like this. Let's do current
Oh,
events, not
underground
based
is-
on national current events. That's fucking everybody's feelings up right now. We want to talk about good things, or maybe some.
You know
fucked
what?
up
This
local-
isn't a good thing. Underground Astoria tunnels, wall supporting downtown could cost millions to replace.
Wait,
That's
say
the fucking
again.
thing. Underground Astoria tunnels, walls supporting downtown could cost millions to replace. These tunnels that support Astoria City Councilor Bruce Jones, far right, Cindy Price, second from right. On Sunday, when many businesses in downtown Astoria were closed, half a dozen children slipped underground. It was the 1960s, and most merchants had blocked the entrances to tunnels under the streets and buildings, but the children were small enough. They squeezed into places no one thought they could. They crept up stores helped themselves to candy, moved cars around in an auto dealership basement. Later, after the police caught them and their parents punished them, the children learned that they weren't the first mole gang.
Okay, let's play a little role playing here. Let's
this
do a little
a
role
role
playing.
place?
Should I
Astoria,
throw
Oregon?
an opinion here?
Astoria, Oregon? Yeah, dude, the Goonies.
Oh.
That and my buddy's from there.
Oh.
So I'm thinking, should I throw like an opinion here?
Okay.
But I'm gonna do some role playing here.
Okay.
Should I pick a liberal side or a conservative side about this?
There are no sides.
No. No, there has to be a side.
you
So I'm gonna
role play.
I'm gonna play role play.
You
right
role
now.
play.
Do Democrat.
You know, it's the
we're
Republicans.
talking about-
It's
'cause
the
we're talking
Republicans. It's Donald Trump's fault. Fuck that. It's his fault, and he did it, and it's all his fault.
Okay, what's Republicans?
I don't know. What do they do?
I don't know.
They like guns, right? I guess. Okay. Yeah, it's his fault because of the guns.
What do you guys think about the whole gun control issue?
Oh shit. Oh goddamn. I'm choking now. Okay, now that kind of hurt my heart a little bit because I do like guns.
I like guns too.
America is a gun culture.
Oh shit. Oh goddamn, the Vegas thing. I want to ignore the Vegas
Just
thing.
don't talk about the biggest thing, but we'll just talk about just the gun control issue. The history
Can
of
we,
it.
can we make this like real quick?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to talk about this in the whole podcast. Okay,
Why not?
I remember.
It's a podcast where we talk about stuff.
Okay.
That stuff.
It's about an hour long.
Oh, it is. Okay, let's talk about the whole thing in Vegas.
Okay.
The one thing that bothers me because I remember when it first came out, they talk about the bump trigger, the bump stop.
Okay.
I remember when it first came out, I saw it, I thought it was really cool, but then there was another little voice in the back of my head. I knew it wasn't cool. Is it will take one guy, one stupid motherfucker, which we finally got it.
Yeah.
And I'm a gun lover. I got ridiculous guns. I got a good collection of guns, and I would never do what this motherfucker did.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy, I don't know. I don't understand.
The world's full of crazy people.
Yeah, we're all a little bit crazy, but it's kind of like they should do it like what's the level of capsaicin when you're doing like spicy food? This guy wasn't a level where it's like you would throw up if you were gonna eat that type of chili.
Uh-huh.
That guy is just fucking ridiculous, and he probably shouldn't be around. A bump stock shouldn't exist. Oh, plus I used to be in the military. When I saw a bump stock, I've seen them work. They don't really should exist for people. It makes no sense because it doesn't. It's just there if you just want to just unload and be an idiot in the gun range. They're not accurate. It's just a spray and just be stupid. But if you have a gun, it is a very responsible thing. And the thing is, it's like when you look at archery. Archery is a weapon system where it's like it's all about accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing you do is you always want to like shoot and like maintain that same shot group, that same accuracy. You want to be like proficient in it.
Seems like there's more skill with archery.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing with like if you're doing long range shooting. The situation over there in like Las Vegas, it was a long range like I would say like fish in a barrel type situation.
That's really good.
It was a spray and
Pray
I don't want to say spray and pray
Yeah.
because praying means nothing right now. That
Yeah.
shit. He was just spraying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just some dumb shit.
Yeah.
And it's like that thing shouldn't really exist for somebody who's gonna like who really wants to learn how to use a firearm.
Right.
The bump stock is a ridiculous piece for a firearm. It means nothing. It's not going to teach you how to shoot a gun correctly. It's not going to teach you how to like hold a gun correctly. And if you're the type of person that wants to know how to engage a target, if you are in a situation, a bump stock is garbage. Everyone sounds like Darth Vader right now. Okay, I don't want to talk about this because that's sad.
Okay. We won't talk about it.
But yeah, Vegas sucks. Shooting sucks. I'm a
Vegas
gun
is
lover.
awesome. The
But here's the
asshole of
thing.
Vegas.
I'll put this way. As a gun-loving person, and I told you guys earlier, I used to work for the NRA. And there's certain things about the NRA I kind of look at and I kind of agree. But ever since I seen the bump stock in the beginning, I never agreed with that thing. That thing should have never been in a normal person's hands. Because fully automatic weapons can belong to people, but you have to do the paperwork.
A lot of paperwork.
A
and
lot
a
of
lot
paperwork.
of money.
Yeah, and a lot of money. And that's the thing. It's like they would have to do a background check, and like they would have to really check it, and you get a psych eval and all that other bullshit.
And they're controlled devices.
Yeah, and you have to have a reason why you have that. And the thing is like, for me, I would like to have one, but I really don't need one. So at the same time, it's like I just kind of just let it go.
Yeah.
I love my guns. Wow, how much of a gun freak do I sound like? I do love my guns because I got ridiculous. I have the. Let's see. Let's talk about the guns I do have. I have a Desert Eagle, which is a champion for a pistol,
I love Desert Eagles.
but it jams like a motherfucker. I hate that damn thing. Sometimes I feel like throwing it out in the desert and just like shooting with my AR.
What caliber is it?
Right now it's 44 mag, but I can change it out and I can put it in for 50. But it keeps on jamming on me. I don't know if it's the springs in the slide. It's something about it where it's like it's not doing the full retract where I can put the other round in. Because sometimes you want to hit, you want to like hold it and just keep shooting your target, but you go boom. Oh, there's another thing about this. When I shoot the gun, and anyone else who's ever shot my Desert Eagle, the shell pops out and it pops you in the forehead. That means there's something wrong with the bolt.
Supposed to cock out and to the right.
Yeah, it's supposed to cock out in the right. Because the bolt on a Desert Eagle is just like an AR-15. It's a pistol with a bolt catch on it. Yeah. So, So what else do we got? And then I have a Saget 12. It's basically an AK-47 that shoots 12 gauge. This thing scares me. I'm just hoping. Okay, the bump stock is one of those like things that I saw that happened in Las Vegas. The Saget 12 is another thing that kind of scares the hell out of me. It's a shotgun. It's a high capacity shotgun. I kind of don't want to see an asshole like this guy carry that in Las Vegas. That would hurt my feelings. Is that like if they ban that thing, it's like, well, I guess I have to give up this thing, or would I? I don't know. It's one of those things where like gun lovers, if somebody loves a gun, would they give it up? What choices do they have? Because they did in Australia. In Australia, they had like a mass shooting over there, and they said, "Fuck it, we're gonna give up all guns."
This is kind of relating to that. When who was
This
it?
is sort of. Ooh. I was vaping there. So is this turning into a political podcast? Because I thought we were going to avoid this. It's not political. We're just talking about guns.
You segued right in and out of it a couple times.
It's okay.
Not even signaled either. You just jumped right in.
Oh man, I guess I got excited. Maybe that's all the only thing on
It's
my
all good.
mind right now.
That's what podcasts are for.
Well, it's a big.
That's how your week's
situation.
been.
I own guns. Do you own guns?
I own guns.
I own some old cowboy guns.
You own guns. So
Do you own some chaps?
No, I don't have any.
No, you're not a
could borrow
cowboy
mine.
then.
I mean, if I had some, you could borrow them.
I just have the guns.
Oh okay.
I don't have any guns with magazines.
Oh okay. Just revolvers.
Yep.
You go around like talking to yourself like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like Dirty Harry
I
and shit.
quick draw on my cats.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
They deserve it. Some of them are little assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of responsible gun owners,
I don't know. I grew up
don't
with guns.
quick draw
Like
on my
cats.
my
You
dad
don't
had
get-
guns in the house. Like he went hunting and stuff like that. I mean, that's just to me. That's just all I know, and it's just what you do if you want to kind of survive. You know, you go out and. I mean, did he have to go out and kill a deer? No, he didn't. We could have, but I mean, he enjoyed doing it, and he likes. He's a very responsible gun owner, very responsible. But he taught us. Well, he taught my two older sisters about handling a gun, and then me, I wasn't too much interested until later in life. But after I became interested, he very much like, okay, this is how you do this and this and this, and I don't know, it's just it doesn't bother me. I mean, the whole. I don't know. Well, then we get into politics.
How does it make you feel
Hey,
when you
guys.
see somebody open carry?
It doesn't bother me.
Really?
I see how
Yeah.
you're trying to get away from this conversation. Just broke up. What's going
everybody
on
keeps
there?
saying we don't want to talk about it.
Oh.
Yeah,
It
fuck
does-
politics right now.
It doesn't bother me to see somebody open carry because I don't know. I just would rather assume. I assume that everybody is carrying a gun. And to me, that's just like, it's safer to just assume that than not assume.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, you're not gonna go try to fuck with somebody
Yeah.
flat out. So even if somebody's open carrying, there's some places that where I see people carrying a gun into, I'm like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's great. I know that you have one.
I went to go visit
So
my
if
brother.
something goes down, hey guy.
I went to go visit my brother in Phoenix, and I saw. We went to like we wanted to like cook carne asada. We want to do like a Mexican barbecue and shit. So we went to this one Mexican like grocery store. We got some carne asada, some pollo asado, and all that shit. And then we saw this one guy there that seemed out of place, and he didn't look like a cop, but he was open carrying. But he was also wearing a plate.
Oh. What?
He was wearing a body vest
Uh-huh.
at a grocery store, while his kid was in a fucking like on the cart, and it's like, why is this guy wearing his body vest? But
Why
this
doesn't the
kid,
baby have one on?
no, the
Kind
baby.
of a selfish dick move.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? Why? Well,
Put one on the baby, selfish prick.
It's like, I'm not being racist. Okay. Okay, just let your viewers
I've never
know.
said anything that wasn't racist.
Yeah.
And started it with "I'm not being racist."
I'm gonna let
Just so you know.
I'm gonna let your listeners know that I'm half Hispanic, and then sometimes I have judgmental thoughts when I see things at a Mexican grocery store. It's like, what is this white person doing here? So, this guy was wearing a fucking like a body vest with the Molly gear because I was in the army. Molly, if anyone knows what Molly is,
straps?
the Molly straps is basically how you can attach the extra gear that you want to put on your body
Accessorize.
vest. Yeah. It's basically accessorize. I like how you said that. It's basically how you can bling your shit, you know, on your body vest. And so my
Most
brother,
people keep pens and spoons in, but yeah. Go on.
so my brother, he was there, and we're looking at this guy, and my brother was a grunt in the army. And so with this infantry mentality, it's like he's looking at him, he's like, what the fuck is this guy looking? And he looked kind of sloppy. It's like most people that I see with a body vest and they're out in public, they're fit. They look like they're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
This guy looked like
He took it from somebody that was ready to go.
yeah, he looked like he couldn't even do like 3 push-ups, and we're just kind of like just staring at him like, why are you wearing this in public? You don't need to wear this to a grocery store. You could have left this in your truck.
You don't know his life.
Yeah, I don't. But at the same time, it's like you don't need to wear this to a grocery store where your kid's on a cart.
See,
A
I'm-
body vest with your gun. It's like, who's gonna fucking get you? Is a Mexican grocery store that? Because like there are Mexican grocery stores. Because like okay, we know Del Sol and fries. There is a difference.
Yeah.
Was he scared to get carne asada? Or he's like, I need my body vest and my fucking sidearm to go get some carne asada. No one's gonna shoot you. Everybody likes carne asada. There's enough to share around.
See, I'm I get cynical when I see that kind of stuff because immediately when I see those people, I'm like, there's this asshole. He's LARPing. He's stuck in this fantasy world where he's some badass.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
He was LARPing.
Yeah.
He was waiting for it.
Yeah.
He was salivating. He's like, come on, I'm waiting for that one cholo that's going the wrong way.
He goes home and clears every room every time he goes home.
Yeah.
Clear. Go to bed.
I'm wondering if he's going every aisleway in the grocery store with his child in that fucking like cart. He's like, clear. Fucking pushing his baby down the fucking yeah. I don't know. His kid was on the grocery cart
Yeah.
with a body vest and a gun.
I saw a video of this father who was teaching his son how to clear rooms
Yeah.
in their house. He had the same type of like horseshoe haircut as his father, like totally tactical type pants and shirt, and I was just like, you're making a little mini me. And he's doing hand signals to his son. His son was doing hand signals back, and it was just like,
It's all fun and games until somebody breaks into the house and they get tackled all fuck up.
See, I understand that to a point of everybody's got a passion in a different way.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's things that I do that just excite me to no end. And those things that I like, people could give less than a shit about. But there's things exactly the
Do
opposite
you-
of what I like. That people just it's just the thing for them. So
Okay, so when you asked me what I thought about it, when people open carry,
uh,
do you also think of it as like some people are just trying to make this political statement or this
I don't
statement
even
of
think it's
like, look
political.
what I can do? Or,
I think it's a look at me thing.
Yeah, I see that. I see a look at me thing. And then I have a friend of mine.
I see that
I hope
here
somebody that
because we
knows
have
about
concealed-
guns sees how good my gun is and says, "Hey, man, you got a nice gun."
Yeah,
Well, we live in Arizona. You can conceal carry anywhere here.
yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
And you don't need a concealed
Besides
carry.
federal buildings, you conceal carry
Yeah.
everywhere. So I could kind of see your point, I guess.
I kind of look at it as like, okay, remember in the 90s when martial arts was looked at in a different way? Like a guy with a karate gi looked like a badass.
Yeah.
But right now, what do you look at? He looks like a fucking dork.
Yep.
He looks like a guy with pajamas wearing a black belt. That's how because like I grew up with martial arts. Because I'm a black belt. Right now, a black belt doesn't mean shit. You know.
CrossFit's the same way now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like in the 90s, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, and all those other dudes, American Ninja. In the 90s, that should look badass.
Yeah.
But ever since the UFC started in the 90s, is one of the things, because I'm a big UFC fan. When the UFC started in 1993, Royce Gracie,
Yep.
first UFC champion. It was kind of like the Street Fighter in real life.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, Street Fighter. You remember E Honda,
Yeah.
Ryu, all these motherfuckers? That was the UFC in the beginning. No gloves,
Oh, yeah.
no rules.
I remember when Royce Gracie
no-
fought that sumo wrestler with the long
Yeah,
hair.
fuck yeah.
He
And it
grabbed
was
his-
because we wanted to know what is the best martial art.
Yeah.
Fucking these guys coming together, and it's like it was like watching WWF. That's when WWF went down, dude. That's when we started noticing this is bullshit. But we still watch WWE.
Oh, that's what real looks like.
Yeah, because we want the drama from WWE or WWF back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, I look at the same
I
thing.
like to call it a testosterone soap opera.
It is. It is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But I look at the same thing at guns.
Yeah.
With that trend with the martial arts back in the day, there were other people that brought in like their styles of martial arts. Like there was like self-defense.
Yeah.
There's some people that have like very okay, so like female self-defense. You ever seen like anti-rape, female
Yeah.
self-defense? A lot of that stuff is bullshit. This is my opinion of it. Because like if there's a woman, there's no way a woman can take down like a 230-pound guy that's gonna try to rape you. Best way to get out of it is just run, squirm your way out. If you're like there's no martial art that can help you.
So do you think the instructors for that are just conning people?
There are some martial artists that are like it's like snake oil. I've seen some martial artists. Oh man, I really hope one of my instructors don't really listen to this, but one of them believes they can throw chi balls.
Cheese
And
balls?
I-
I love cheese balls.
I had the cheese balls all day.
Cheese balls, but
We
like
saw by chance some
chi
big
balls.
ones.
Yeah.
Chi, CH.
Hadouken!
Yeah, they
Have you ever,
believe-
I never showed you the video, the video of the lady that protects herself with the energy field.
dude,
It's
that shit.
fucking glorious.
Oh, I see that stuff.
Have
and
you seen
makes, It makes me. Yeah, I've seen. And she get.
No, you
she's
know
the
what
one
I'm
that gets
talking
bum
about.
rushed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she's all.
You didn't have enough energy.
That stuff makes me so.
Or there was
angry.
like a 185 dude running right to her face.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It's like okay. So one of the things I do, other than doing, I would say one of the most things I'm really passionate about art. It's like I can draw and all this stuff, and I know like this podcast is about art. Now, most of the time,
I'm just thinking
I
about
notice you guys
things
talk
other
about whatever. I'm trying to focus on what the thing is about.
Yeah.
It's about art. Martial arts is an art. It's a skill. It's not just that. It's like playing chess. And it's fucking sexy the way you can do it. But there's some people who kind of take it as like, this is the way of life. This is your...
Yeah.
All the essence of everything that you believe in should be like this, like a church.
Steven Seagal's.
Nothing should be like that. Steven Seagal's a piece of shit too. We can talk about that later. But anyways, yeah, fucking. So the way I look at martial arts, and those people are talking about that energy field lady.
Yeah.
Oh man, she's a sucker. That poor girl, dude. One of the most famous martial artists, the best martial artist in the whole world. I don't care what anybody says.
Frank Dukes.
No. Wait. Yes. No. Frank Dukes is a guy, but Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is one guy who is like everybody should follow. He is the most down to earth guy, realistic guy, because he has two quotes that I believe in. One is, "Do not ever believe in a man who can throw chi balls." One of his students that gave me a black belt believes he can throw chi balls. I'm one of I'm a black belt descendant from Bruce Lee, and one of his students believe he throws cheese balls. George Dillman, that guy gave me a black belt, but he also runs the Muhammad Ali boxing training camp over in Philadelphia, but nearby Philadelphia, and I went there, and this guy has credentials, and it throws me off. It's like he was trained by Bruce Lee. He also trained Muhammad Ali. He was a boxer. He did martial arts. He has credentials, but he also believes in the chi thing.
Huh.
I don't know.
What's the other Bruce Lee quote?
Oh, be like water, dude.
No.
Be like water.
Did you say dude?
Yeah. Well, he didn't say dude, but be like water. Be like water is gonna like adapt to whatever bullshit you're going through, and then be like water. Fill into whatever cup you're in.
My cats do that.
Yeah. It's like, but that should be you. It's like whatever bullshit you go into, whatever stress you go into, whatever thing that you're gonna be into, fill into that cup. Be like that.
One of the ones I really like is that really touched me.
What's
in
that?
In a happy place. Was don't hope for a lazy life, hope for the strength to endure a tough one.
Fuck yeah, that's another one. God
I love
damn,
that
this
one.
guy knows Bruce Lee quotes. Yeah, Bruce Lee to me.
I know the one.
Yeah, there's one. Bruce Lee to me is like, if you I actually have a book. It's called Striking Points. Bruce Lee, if you want to like, just have a good listen to life, and just hear some quotes, some good quotes. Bruce Lee had some crazy shit. He died at the age of like what, 30, almost like Jesus, 32, 33. I think he died at the age of 33. I think Bruce Lee was supposed to be our Jesus, and nobody paid attention. But it's like, if you listen to his quotes, if you just like, dude, this guy had his shit together. Bruce Lee was the best fucking martial arts, and he actually started mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
But it was called Jeet Kune Do. He didn't like discriminate martial arts. He was like, this shit's good here, this shit's good here. And the thing is, oh yeah, I told you guys I was doing boxing now, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I never discriminated boxing because of Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee got a championship in boxing before he left Hong Kong.
Huh.
You know, he started with Wing Chun. I started
Oh,
with Okinawan Kempo. So it's like, I love fighting, but here, I'll be honest with you. I'm a bitch in real confrontation with real people, where if I have a problem with you, I'd be like,
This is
no.
true.
Yeah. It's like, but if I ever meet you at a gym and everyone's like kind of motivated and we want to fight, I like, okay, Tubbs, no
This
offense.
is competition. It's fun, yeah.
No offense. You're the biggest guy here. I would fight you. And I'm looking at you directly in the eyes.
Yeah.
I would fight you. If you had gloves and you were training, I'd be like, I'm going to fight you. And we would go for it. I was like, we would be respectful. I would tap gloves and we would do it.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, we would learn something off of each other. It's like, I would learn your style. I would learn your jabs. I would learn like what's after your jab. What's your stance? What's going after this? It's like chest. And chest. I gotta remember.
Chest,
I keep on putting a
chest.
T after chest.
Fighting?
I get excited. I think about tits all the time. Am I talking the majority of the podcast?
You're fine.
You're
You're
fine.
the guest.
That's why you're here.
Oh, okay.
Need a break.
We're not hearing this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm really talking about one of the passions I do. Martial arts is an art. Oh wait, actually, I have a question to ask you guys.
Uh-huh.
What are your guys' opinion about martial arts. Because remember the last Academy Awards? What's her name? One of the greatest female actresses in the whole planet.
Sure.
Hillary Clinton.
Oh yeah. No. God damn it. She was in that.
Oh,
She said something about
Street.
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. Oh, I can't stand her.
Meryl Streep.
She fights?
No.
Oh.
She's
She talks shit about martial artists.
MMA
Oh.
artist.
MMA, sorry, yeah.
Well, so does
She
Bill
said
O'Reilly.
that like, pull it up in here. I want to hear her actual quotes because I want to make sure what I'm saying is right. She doesn't believe that martial arts is not an art, and I'm kind of curious. It's like you do art.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the fucking hell Tubbs does, but but I know he does respect the shit. I'm just wondering, would you consider like fighting an art?
I think so. My sister and I both, when we were younger, we trained in fighting style called American Influence
Oh.
Fighting.
It said.
Oh wait,
Cecil Taylor.
Cecil Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that guy.
We trained
She
with
was-
him.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, but yeah, his fighting style was a mix of kickboxing and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And
I think I found out something about him. I think he was a fraud.
yeah,
Yeah, he was in 32nd. No. He was in 16th Street. His school was in 16th Street and like by Pacific.
Yeah, where that
Yeah.
where that Chinese buffet is now.
Yeah, because like we
Yeah.
were talking shit about him. Because like I got my black belt with the Arvisos.
Mm-hmm.
And the Arvisos, like they were old school cats. Even though we were Desert Southwest, they actually met Bruce Lee and they met Chuck Norris. And there's another martial artist nobody really knows about, Chuck Wallace Superfoot. He was another like before MMA was a big thing. Chuck Wallace Superfoot was like known to be like a badass kicker. Like if you were gonna come up and approach him, it's like no,
Yeah.
he would fucking kick you before you try to punch him. He was like if we were standing up and we were this close to each other, we were about like I'll let the listeners know, like 2 feet, maybe like a foot and a half against each other. He would be able to kick you in the back of your head.
Oh, yeah, I see what
Huh.
Superfoot, yeah, Bill Wallace Superfoot. He was just like bam, and he would do it within a second, just
the Scorpion.
yeah.
Huh.
Oh, Scorpion. That was one of the words that we heard off of him because that's one of his fucking kicks. But it was a hook kick.
Huh.
He was able to like just sling it behind you and go wham right behind your head, and he would just knock you out. And so Bruce Lee would go to these tournaments, and I asked my instructors like, so you met Bruce Lee, and they're like, yeah. So what was he like? He's like, because I noticed my instructors, they like to drink, they like to party. They're Mexican. They like to party. They like to celebrate when good things happen.
Yeah.
But when they talk about Bruce Lee was a different guy. He never drank. He always drank juice at the parties and be like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" No. He didn't. He was not a drinker. He was never really. If he did drink, it was not a heavy drink. All my instructors are heavy drinkers. Wait, you're gonna read something.
You're fine.
You're straight.
I just want to make sure I locked it.
No, wait. We're Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep thing. She said, so she was quoted as saying, so Hollywood is calling with outsiders and foreigners, Streep said. A criticism of Trump's anti-legal immigrant rhetoric.
She said something xenophobic, and then
She was saying, so Hollywood's, they didn't put a comma after the so.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I thought the Washington Post was better at, anyway. So Hollywood is crawling with outsiders and foreigners, Streep said, in a criticism of Trump's illegal immigrant rhetoric, which is kind of stupid. Before I go into that, not to get political, anti-illegal immigrant, anti-illegal immigrant. Anyway,
It's kind of I don't know.
just anyway. And if we kick them all out, you'll have nothing to watch but football and mixed martial arts, which are not the arts.
Wait, football and mixed martial arts. No. Football isn't really an art. To me, it is not.
To me, it's a skill.
Well, not just that. Well, okay. What I look at as
Well, I mean, if you consider for 1 second to shut you up, because that's what I do.
What's art
If you
again?
what?
What's the definition of art again?
So when you were talking about fighting, so when you were describing fighting me,
yeah,
you said one of the things you liked about the concept that you would like doesn't matter who I'm fighting, I'm gonna fight him
yeah,
in a gym setting or in a controlled environment, let's say.
yeah.
was that you enjoyed like how do you kick? How am I going to defend your kick? If you come up with this, how am I going
It's
to...
like a chess match.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And like,
Yeah.
if you've listened to the podcast, I don't know if you have or haven't, but if you listen to the podcast, they're on YouTube at the Work in Progress podcast.
You got it? Are you okay? Are you good?
Yeah,
You're
sorry.
choking on your fucking douche flute?
I did, sorry.
They're on YouTube. You should check them out. But one of the things we talked about, like when Dale describes working on a sculpture, that's one of the things he brings up a lot is that everything is a challenge.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps it interesting. So, for example, Rachel does a lot of woodworking stuff.
Yeah.
Her and art. It's a different challenge because I want this made like this, and you have to figure out how to give somebody something they're gonna want. And in Rachel's case, to talk for Rachel because she's not allowed to talk today, to talk for Rachel, it's. But I'm saying the way you've described it is like I have to make it something that I've made that's personal to me, but that somebody else wants in the way they want it. So it has to. It's a challenge to make it what. Make something for somebody else that's a combination of those things. So that's why when I was listening to you describe it to be douchey podcast guy, it kind of reverberates with some of the stuff if people in the same group have said it. It's a challenge of I want to know how to be better at what I'm doing. This is a challenge for me. And the way you described the fighting, much like you said, chess,
I think you just opened me up to a mindset I never really looked at.
it won't be the first time I open you up tonight.
Yeah, I know. Because you're a sexy looking man. I don't
Goddamn
know.
right
I think
I
I might be turning gay.
These people know my Instagram. They've seen it.
Yeah.
All right. So
Actually, you know,
art-
because like I've done photography for a very long time, and I had this one critical thing that I've like had people like give me shit about. I have an opinion about photography. There's no creativity in photography. But the way you said that, to me, there's probably no challenge to it.
Go ahead.
a room full of photographers. But go on.
Yeah. I look at it as like it's a technical skill. If you know how to do shutter speed, understand angle, understand shutter speed, aperture, and lighting, you should get your shot right.
Well,
But then-
you have.
But then you said
think we're gonna
something.
make the same point,
You
go on.
said something that before challenging somebody else, knowing that stuff. I guess yeah, it could be an art.
Okay.
All right, so to read art real quick before Rachel goes, art, the definition by Merriam-Webster is the expression or application of human creative skills and imagination, creative skills and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. The other definition, our definition 2, is the various branches of creative activities such as painting, music, literature, and dance. Rachel, you were saying
can
in
talk.
response. Now you can.
Okay.
Now it's a debate. It's not a podcast. It's a debate.
Okay, so photography is a technical skill.
Yeah.
But what makes it an art is being able to compose
And
the subject within the camera frame to make it appealing.
yeah.
So it just like drawing is a skill, but it's about the composition of that makes it an art.
True. Yeah, I see that.
And I think going back to your original question, if martial arts is an art, I think that back in the day, like in older times, it was an art.
olden times.
But now it's turned into a popularity contest or like everybody does CrossFit now, like CrossFit.
Yeah.
It's turned into more of like a
A little bit. There are certain individuals
right.
that do
There are
stand out.
it's a small amount, but it's
And the one
overall.
thing I have to say it. We might have have to have a conversation about this. Conor McGregor.
He's a
He's an artist.
Yeah. And the thing is, I've been
He's
doing
a marketing genius as well.
not
Yeah.
just that. He's got different things. It's okay. Let's finish this thing with us. With the artistry
us.
with photography. I don't know, there is a technical side with photography, even video, and even like drawing. You can actually teach somebody how to technically draw and be kind of like with drafting. Because I took drafting
Architects do it all
classes.
the time.
Yeah, drafting classes. Drafting classes like where how you can draw something straight, but if you get a drafter, an engineer who does drafting, and have them to draw something creative, they're lost. They only know the technical side of to
Right,
work.
exactly.
Yeah. But
Somebody,
I when he brought the definition to bring up emotional, what was the other one? There was like 3 terms.
Creative.
Imagination.
Emotional, creative. Well, creative was like yeah.
I think the argument to be made on the other side, because I feel like I get what both you were saying, but I think you can pick up a camera and take a picture that will blow people's minds. Not everybody, but
But
before that, I think there's people like a savant, let's say, that can pick up a camera and just. When I started, the person that was in charge of where I work at the time said, try to take a picture of something, but don't take a picture of one thing. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. No, just try to show something in the picture, but that's the one focal point. And it didn't make any sense at the time because I hadn't really done photography. The more and more I do it, I think there's a lot of stuff artistically that you may not be able to express yourself with, but if you like really hardcore push yourself to it, and you get the technical skills down, the expression of what you want to do comes out easier. And there are people that are going to be able to do it without having to go through the process of learning some of those techniques. That's what I'm saying. Is I think every medium to an extent is artistic, and that's why I thought it was interesting when you said you find something challenging, because for the most part, when we're talking about art, or when Rachel's talking about something, or I'm talking about something, it's I was working on this because this is what I wanted to come to, and these are the pains in the ass that I never dealt with. And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
go for it.
I think you can really see the difference between the two, whether somebody is expressing it emotionally or expressing it from a technical standpoint. I think you can really see the difference between the two.
I think
Like-
it kind of all works together because, like, as far as photography being possibly artistic, I mean, there's some artists that do, or some photographers that do some badass, like, long time exposure stuff, some stop motion.
I kind of realized where this conversation started off with. Okay. So here's the thing. You guys started off. I met you guys working at a place that deals with photography.
Yeah.
We can't really talk about it right now. But here's the thing. The photography that I was brought up with, I was pushed off with a very like liberal artistic style. And I started noticing my mentality started changing when I started working with you guys. Because the way you guys shoot photography, it's forensics.
Yeah.
That's when my mentality started changing. That if you understand the lighting, understand the composition, that there's math. If you know the rule of thirds, everything's lined up, lighting's lined up, you got an aperture right, perfect lighting. At that point, it's not an art. It's kind of like you just know that you gotta like. Because basically, because I work because we all kind of work together. We have the same job. I don't know about this podcast. Do we talk about our job? No, we don't. But we all kind of do work together. We do have a job that works in the sense of that we do.
Our job is more technical than it is
It
artistic.
is. It is.
Sometimes
And that's where I kind of feel.
Yeah.
Where it's like a lot of the technical work with our job, good stuff does come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that good stuff doesn't necessarily come from. It comes from, to describe it in a from our point of view. Like, have you ever had commissions for your work outside of where we work?
Oh no! I try to
So-
avoid. I've
so
always
coming-
avoided jobs like that. I was like,
well,
fuck that.
well, no,
because
no.
I'm not that hard of a worker.
Cutting out like weddings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Somebody,
divorce photography.
me and Dale are gonna start a business, divorce photography. Give me
Oh
some.
damn! I'm willing to join
dude.
in
Hello.
on that shit.
Hello. But anyway, to get to that, it's that there's gonna be somebody that says, I'm looking at the table right now, and there's a picture of a microphone on it.
Yeah.
There's gonna be somebody that says, I want to picture this microphone because I want to use this for part of a, let's say, ad campaign.
Yeah.
And all 4 of us are going to take a picture of the microphone. Only one person's going to get the job. We're all going to take a picture of the exact same subject. The way we take a picture based on experience, based on what we think the picture looked like, based on what the company's all about, is going to be different for all 4 of us.
Oh okay.
That's where I come from the yes. There are technical photos and there are artistic photos. But knowing that the technical stuff can get you the emotion you're trying to present with the picture. A lot faster than if you sat there taking the same picture 80 times.
See,
But that's because I come from what?
I was gonna say, with With you saying that like photography is more of a skill,
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna.
To
have
me,
two
like, with
conversations.
Grab you some water.
skill
It's
is
gonna
part
be
of
a
the art.
podcast.
Because in my opinion, abstract art is
Yeah.
not art. There's no skill to it.
Let's talk about that.
No.
Actually, yeah. I
We
want to
have
hear
enough
that.
people dropping off.
Because
Let's do 2 minutes of Dale hates
okay,
of abstract art.
because here's the thing. There was
Abstract art.
okay, I'm not gonna say the
Fuck it.
guy's name,
Next.
the guy that I used to work with, but I told him that photography is not a art. It's a technical skill. He would get butt hurt.
Oh yeah. Which is funny.
I kind of want to get on. I do want to get on this, but like your skill, what you do, I kind of want to know on this because I don't want to like hurt people's feelings, except for that guy.
Why do you
cares
keep
about
looking at
feelings?
me?
Because you're a guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. It's okay. She's gonna peg me later after this podcast. Wait, hey, can we pause this podcast?
We
and
can.
we are pausing now.
And we're back
That's-
through the miracles of editing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Dale will edit that in post. I said it like you said.
Is this post? It's already posted.
No, it's not post yet. We're still recording.
It's live.
But Rachel, well, you guys and Rachel were talking, but
He was talking about.
Brian ran into some tacos. So I feel like Brian's gonna be out of commission for a couple minutes.
So let's talk about your hurt.
I can still
feelings.
talk with tacos.
Well, let him eat some tacos. Let the guy enjoy it. Me and you were gonna have an argument, a discussion
Oh yeah,
about it was an argument, it was a discussion. What was it?
it's an intellectual.
Of the art thing, the
Conversation.
technical, knowing technicalities can make you makes it easier for you to express an emotion with a photograph. And you, we're gonna jump on my shit for a second, and then you didn't.
I think that. Okay, so to me, art is a way of expressing how you see things. So if you see things from a technical standpoint, you're going to express that. You're going to show that in whether it's through photography or drawing or whatever. So I don't know. It could go either way, but to me, it's all about composition and showing people how you see things. Because if you can't, because I've been in situations where in college where I've tried to express or I tried to take a picture of something and it didn't make sense. But once I finally understood the way I see things or how my beliefs at that point in time, I was able to convey it throughout whatever medium I was working with. And to me, that's an art. Is expressing you through an outlet, whether it's photography.
So what does
drawing.
abstract mean?
Abstract is
I think abstract is expressionism.
something you hate.
It's an expression,
Yeah.
not an art.
Yeah,
Well, it's an expression itself, and that could be artistic. It can be artistic. There's also a guy that's gonna throw a couple paint splotches on a thing and say, "I did this."
Yeah.
Polar bear in a snowstorm. Boom.
Yeah.
Straw black nose.
What do you think about abstract art?
That's what I started thinking about. Where you can see something that's kind of like, if you see a technical device that's obscure to like what is the natural form of like, say, like an iPhone. An iPhone is kind of like a technical device. But when the first iPhone came out, it's a device that a lot of technical people can understand. It's a computer system that they can fit in your hand. It's basically, in itself, the first iPhone was innovative in itself. Because like it's a little computer in your hand, but the fact that the way to design it, they designed it around your hand. So the first iPhone could be actually set itself as a piece of art, because it was like it's abstract, but also, what's the other word? I've been drinking.
Yes, you have. Okay, so
No. I want to finish this conversation here. Okay, it's an abstract, but it's also functional. That's the word I'm thinking about.
Functional art.
yeah,
It's functional art. The iPhone, considering the fact I am not an iPhone fan, but the iPhone is functional art.
okay. You look at advertising. advertising is very much an art of influencing people to buy your product or to think a certain way. That's an art form in itself. So you look at the design of the iPhone. You could take you could have two different people come up with use the same components as the iPhone, but the look of the phone would be different. So when you look at it from a standpoint of, say, advertising, you want people to be drawn to a certain company or what a product. So you're going to find a design that appeals to.
There's another thing. Marketing is another talent that can also be described as another technical talent. It would be known as psychological warfare.
Okay, is sex an art or is it a technical?
Marketing, psychological warfare go hand in hand.
Yes.
Because you want to get into the mind and to the feelings of the people on the ground. You want to get their. You want to make sure they're on your side. Same thing with psychological warfare.
Right.
With psychological warfare, with the military, psychological warfare in the military, say like if some country's going to invade another country, they're going to do psychological warfare events where the people who are not militant and not going to fight against, they want to try to side with them to be like, hey, this is what we can offer you. This is the best thing why we are going to not invade your country, but liberate your country. That's what iPhone was in the beginning. They're trying to liberate you from your dysfunctions from everyday life. So, marketing is a bit like psychological warfare. There's two things with psychological warfare. The two things with psychological warfare is to embrace the hearts of the people who are not fighting against you. They're just the people who are just standing around. And then to win the hearts of the people who are going to fight against you, which would be kind of like if you're going to do it in corporate sense, like say iPhone.
There's Droid users and people that don't give a shit what kind of phone they
Yeah.
have.
So, and there's a thing. There's always
Well,
people.
there's two types. There's people that have iPhones, but
Yeah, people who love iPhones, or there's still.
Oh yeah, I said it wrong.
there's
People
other-
that like iPhone, people that have iPhones, and people that don't.
And
You
then
want people
here's
to
the
say
thing.
this is newer than the one you have,
And
and the
every
people that
time
don't have it to say it's the best one there is.
And every time a new iPhone comes out, or a new fucking like Google phone comes out, or an Android phone comes out, there's those people that flip sides. They're very reasonable. Those are the people who are like, they think. They're very critical about like what is really optional, what I can have. Those are the people that they want to fucking like get. And there's other people who are just freaking sheep. It's like they're just straight up iPhone people, and they would never let go no matter what.
Those are the people that stand in line.
Yeah, those are the people who stand in line. They're sheeple. And it's kind of weird. Every year, a new iPhone or a new Android comes out. Actually, Samsung comes up with the best shit for Android. Because they always come up with something where... And those people always switch off. Well, but now Google's coming out with new shit. The Google Pixel. They're always, like, switching off. Boop, 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 boop. Those are the people that are trying to get their money from. That's where the psychological warfare is coming in. / marketing. Yeah, that's where that's coming from.
I've always said if I could go back in time, you know who Edward Bernays is?
That name sounds familiar. Nope.
He was like he actually wrote a book called Propaganda back in like the 1920s.
Yeah.
He's the reason why
a lot of that stuff,
marketing is like it is today.
Yeah, a lot of like marketing and propaganda back in the day. It was Adolf Hitler learned marketing and propaganda through the United States.
Yeah, from Edward Bernays.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably the same thing I probably read about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Freaking because the one thing about Hitler. Oh man, it kind of sucks about talking about Hitler right now, but there was a.
Just right now.
Yeah. There was a... Okay, Queen Elizabeth. You know why she became the Queen of England, right?
Mm-hmm. Her daddy died.
No, not her daddy died.
Bloodline?
No, there is bloodline, but she had... I can't remember which...
Something like that,
Which somebody in her family Someone in your family was supposed to be the next hierarchy in fucking England. But the thing is, he met a woman from America, and he ended up marrying her, and they ended up going to the United States and left it off to her. But the background with him is that he met Adolf Hitler. He was supposed to be the next king of England.
Doesn't she have German lineage?
I think there is some kind of like something bled in between. But I know with the family,
Ew.
the guy that was supposed to be the
outsiders.
king of England before Elizabeth showed up, that king, the guy, the prince at that time, he met Adolf Hitler. He was very impressed with Adolf Hitler. He thought Adolf Hitler was a really good guy.
He was an artist.
Yeah, Adolf Hitler was an artist. There was like, they were very impressed with Adolf Hitler. And he actually vouched for him. He's like, this is a good guy. He actually can take care of Germany and actually make it a good place. And then that guy was like, well, I'm done. And actually, there's a Netflix movie about it right now called, is it The Queen? I can't remember. Or Elizabeth.
Oh yeah, I've seen that advertisement.
Yeah, it's basically about the whole story about that. Like how she became the queen. Well, that guy, he bounced out. And that's when Adolf Hitler became who everybody started noticing what he really is. He started getting a little...
Into concentration camp.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a thing.
And the thing is, he was... Adolf Hitler is the one thing that most historians don't really talk about. Yeah, he was known to be like a very he killed all these fucking like Jewish people in the concentration camps and whatever who got in his way. But in the beginning, he tricked so many people to being like he was a good guy. And people were like, yeah, he's a good guy. Adolf is actually a nice guy. Why did they have the Olympics in Germany around that time? Because they thought he was a good guy. Until shit started going down. And I was like, okay, he's kind of a piece of shit. He kind of tricked everybody.
Yeah. That's the way psychopaths work.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like they had a plan. Oh, and then the fact that he got into meth.
Oh yeah, he was drugged up in the.
Yeah, when the Olympics showed up, that's when you kind of saw him like he was like swaying back and forth.
Yeah, he was fucked up in
He was
during the
tweaking.
Olympics.
Really?
You can see it in the footage.
Yeah, there's a really great video of it.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right, Brian.
What's going on, dude?
Brian, one of covered current events and others.
Oh, wait, hold on. We didn't quite finish the. So just summarize. What is your definition of art? And then we can. I'm just.
This will make or break you, Brian.
Yes.
Just kidding. Sort of. Anyway. Yeah,
Oh
just
look,
kidding.
I'm chewing on a rolled taco. These are very non-crunchy rolled tacos. So you can hear this shit. Actually, okay, art is basically an expression of what you can do with your craft. And when I say craft, it's like it's whatever.
Your chosen medium.
Mm-hmm. It's like choose your medium, your craft, whatever. Or I kind of like the words you said when you saw the definition, where you can get an expression or an emotion out of it. But there's sometimes. This is where I go back to it's a skill craft. Sometimes, okay. Do you remember that there was this one time where there was a guy from National Geographic? He was taking pictures of monkeys, and these monkeys grabbed his camera and took selfies of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had it set on a certain, he had, my technical term, I don't know if he had it on, automatic pose or whatever, but it was, I like,
Professional mode.
yeah, positional mode or whatever. I like to call it monkey mode.
Uh-huh.
But this monkey took a selfie, and it was perfect.
Yeah,
it was like the most
I've seen
perfect
it.
fucking picture. And so he wanted to claim it as his, but then these lawyers were like, "That's not yours. That belongs to the monkey." It's like, how the fuck does that? And that's where things start crossing with me. You know, it's like
Monkey's wearing a brainer.
it's like that's an animal. You. and the
That's
thing is-
weird because he doesn't look like the artistic type.
Yeah, and it was actually an awesome
That's what
picture.
people told Rachel in art school.
Yeah.
Really, you don't look like an
You
artist.
don't look like the typical artist.
He doesn't look like a typical artist monkey.
So that's the one thing when it comes out with artistry. It's like it's still there's still people like me that can still say it's technical, but then you can still trick me. I say trick Because the reason I say trick is like you can show me something that can like shock me, or it's like, you know what, that's really good. And it's like, how'd you get that?
Mm-hmm.
I actually just put these settings in and I just pull the trigger. They didn't really try, they just pulled the trigger on the camera. Or it's like, well, is that art? Or is that just you just knowing the numbers?
It could be self-expression.
Could it
They
be?
said they changed the settings on something.
But here's the thing. Is it self-expression or could it be just...
Well, it depends on the content. There's a lot of variables. Because if I took the settings for a camera, set them to set that way the entire day, and shot pictures with only those settings, depending on the room I was in, the hallway I was in, where I was outside, if I was under a shade tree, if I was next to a wall, if I had a flash bouncing off something else, all the pictures are going to look different.
Yeah. Well, here's the other
That's
thing.
what I'm saying.
With a camera, if you take a good picture that just seemed to be like, bam, you got something that was just perfect.
Yeah.
But you kind of felt like, honestly, to yourself, because I've taken pictures like this to myself, where I took a picture, I was like, this is a badass picture, but I really had no idea what the hell I did. I just got lucky with just putting the settings on the camera.
Happy accidents.
Were you looking for that kind of picture, though?
No.
That's what I think it's the intent. We talked about that once, too.
No.
If your intent is to get this kind of picture and you do it 18 different ways just to get the picture you want, I think that's you trying to either be artistic or express yourself.
No, I've actually got pictures like that before, where it's like, I did not try to get this, but I got something else that actually turned out to be pretty good.
Well-
And that's where it's like, I kind of look at it as like, compared to like an artist with a paintbrush.
But
It's
there's
like-
there's another side to that though, because you think that picture was good.
Yeah.
If you show that to people, they'd say, yes, this picture is good, or somebody'd say it's not really my thing,
Yeah.
because it's gonna mean nothing to them. It's gonna be like, yeah, dude, you
Salud.
excuse me, you took a picture of a fucking dandelion, great, but somebody's gonna be like, oh, this picture makes me feel this way. People are gonna interpret your shit the way they interpret it. Like if that's based on what you're saying, or going off of what you're saying, I should say. That's what I think is that the picture looks good to you. It's gonna look different to Rachel and Dale or myself. If we can see this is what you were looking for, because I'm sure you thought the picture was badass. And no offense to the picture you took, there's 1,000 people on Instagram who think they're amazing photographers.
Yeah. But there's
Hashtag
sometimes...
no filter is horseshit. That's why I try to always put on the hashtags. Because it's hashtag no filter, hashtag pretty much all fucking filters.
There's certain moments that
Where'd
happen.
you get all that sepia clothes, you lying bitch?
Yeah, there's certain moments that happen in photography, even in videography, what they call the magic moment, where there's no control with them. They just happen to be there. And it's like, is that really art? You know,
I heard it, Rachel. It
Or
was beautiful.
The money
Okay.
shot.
not just the money shot. Look up Eddie Adams. Look up the picture of Eddie Adams. Vietnam execution.
Getting real fucking visual for.
Because I met the guy that took this picture, and everybody remembers this picture around the Vietnam era.
You that guy. I know this guy.
Was it the people running through the streets?
No.
Oh.
Eddie Adams.
The volcano.
Yeah, that guy. I met that guy. I met the guy that took that shot.
Mm-hmm.
He said that shot, that picture changed his life. He didn't mean to take that shot. He didn't know what was going to happen. He knew what was going to happen, but he didn't know that it was going to happen at that moment. Does that make him an artist? But the fact that picture caused expression and emotion. This is the picture that Eddie Adams took where he was in Vietnam, and the South Vietnamese had a court order to execute a North Vietnamese commander. And as soon as he pulled that shutter shot, the bullet came out of that other guy's head. He said that picture ruined his life because there was so much judgment after that picture.
Yeah. Okay. So.
It's like, is he an artist?
Well, hold on.
Or was he just technical, just knowing that he just took that?
Okay.
But the thing is, that caused so much emotion.
Right. Going back to my definition of art is expressing,
He's an
finding a
icon.
way to express how you see the world. And him being, what was he, a war photographer? Or what was he? Okay, so as a war photographer,
War photography is really
you're trying to convey the,
not trying to convey.
you're trying to express or show the
Because here's the thing, I was a combat photographer.
exact.
I was just shooting what I shot. And that's the one thing I would only I would just shoot what's there. Most combat photographers I met, it was like, it wasn't like they were trying to go for it. It was like they only got what they could have, because they weren't like allowed to like, hey, I want to go to that combat zone. I want to go to this combat zone. It was more like well, they're basically stuck where they're at, and they got what they have. And sometimes some combat photographers can get this one money shot. Some people call it money shot. To them, they'll call it the worst day of their life.
I don't know. I kind of have a hard time with that.
Because that's what happened to Eddie Adams with that guy. Because like that was one of his things. He actually had death threats. Because like that shot there actually caused him grief. Because people thought it was
Exploitive?
yeah, it was the whole political thing back in the day. And it's like, how dare you like catch an execution? Like that was an innocent man. It's like, no, that actually wasn't an innocent man. That guy actually executed a bunch of other people. He was in trial, and he actually happened to catch that execution of that man. That guy had a hard time after taking that picture.
Does that make the picture good, or does that make the what's behind the picture good, though? You know what I'm saying?
What do
Picking
you
up what I'm
think?
throwing down?
That's what I'm saying. What do you think? What do you think about that picture?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody's seen the picture, but the picture itself is of a man
It's one of
holding
the
a
most-
gun up to another dude's head, and it looks like the gun's already been fired, and the guy's head's cocked
It's one of
sideways.
the most famous Vietnam pictures. Next to the girl they got hit by napalm. Which I think that same guy took that same picture. But the thing is, that picture changed that man's life because it altered people's reality of what Vietnam was in the 70s. It was one of those things where it's like people just like, fuck, get out of fucking Vietnam.
Well, I think
Get
it
out
falls into the Dale's description of abstract in that it was a forensic picture. He was there to document what was happening. He wasn't there to take artistic pictures.
Yeah,
he was there to document
it was
what was happening.
documentation. And that's
So
why,
I mean,
that's what I talk about.
I think you're pulling something out of the picture that maybe wasn't necessarily there, based on the story you heard. Because had you not seen or met this person, and the picture was brought up, you might have a different view of it. But you know a background of the picture that me, Rachel, and maybe
I meant the man that
me,
did
Rachel,
take
and
the
Billy.
picture.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
we haven't. So if you'd have showed us that picture and said, "What do you think of this picture?" then explained us the story, maybe our position on the picture would have been altered. But as far as the picture itself, it's a very forensic picture. This is what's happening. There's not a lot of. It's just this is what's happening. You said it yourself. You didn't plan for.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm kind of getting like, because I'm kind of judging like, what should I kind of consider for myself? I'm kind of like questioning myself about this. What is art and what is technical? What would you consider technical and what is art? With
I don't
this
think
guy,
they're separate from each other completely.
I mean, he happened to be at the same place at the same time, knowing his technical skill with the camera, and he just popped that shot. Would you consider that art?
I
Or,
consider
he was
the
just,
picture
or was he
significant,
at the
whether I-
right place at the right time?
Considering it art, I don't know if I consider it art. I think it's significant without question. I think there's something to be said about the picture itself and maybe the emotions it brings out in people. And from that point, I guess it can be artistic, but it can also be very political. Because if you take every one of your arguments and shove it towards political, the kind of the same thing applies. This is how he felt. This is what happened to him. This is what other people felt.
Yeah, because in the 70s, that was like a big political thing.
Okay, so I heard something recently that kind of reminds me of this, and it was talking about the power of music.
Yeah.
The reason why music, a song can speak to you at a moment is because your energy or where you're at that moment, it's on the same energy level. So when people see certain paintings, like, okay, so say Tubbs and I go to art gallery.
We've never done that.
We haven't.
I've literally don't think I've ever been to an art gallery besides that one we went to when we were out of town.
I think it'd be a fun little field trip
We
for
should.
the podcast. But anyways, I think that if we went to an art
Do
gallery,
they sell wine? Do they have wine at art galleries?
Oh,
I feel like
there are.
I feel like if they don't
Depends.
have wine, I don't want
the
to be
small
there.
And,
ones, not the big ones.
No,
Not the-
there's a place I think we should all go to at the same time. Where's
I don't like wine at all, but I want to be holding a glass while I'm looking at art.
Tecate. You go down south from Tecate. There's
That makes
wine
sense.
vineyards over there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you can rent hotel rooms, super cheap.
Treat.
I'm drunk. Shut up. Leave me alone. But yeah, you can go to the wine vineyards, and it's kind of like going to like fucking Northern California where they have the wine vineyards there, but Mexico over there, dude. If you like wine, that place is the fucking place to go.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I think I fucking disconnected you from the podcast, or you're trying
No,
to get to.
you're good. I'm just letting you do you.
Oh yeah, I was
You
trying to
do
get
you.
to somewhere else, but I think I distracted you.
So, anyways, so it says Tubbs and I.
Yeah.
He's in a different state of mind, energy. I'm in a different state of mind, energy. We go look at a painting. He could look at it and be like, that's cool, but whatever. And I could be like, oh my god, that speaks to me. But then maybe 2 weeks later, I go to the same art gallery and look at the same painting. And I might be in a state of mind, different state of mind or energy, and be like,
Bored.
yeah, that's cool. What's
I
next?
saw it before. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've had that experience before.
right. So I think with photographs like that, like I look at that and I'm like, okay, that's he's documenting what happened. But then somebody who is on some sort of same energy level, whatever, with that photo, it's gonna resonate because it's the same type of energy. You're on the same type of energy, and I don't know. I've seen some photos. I'm like, what's the big deal about this? And other people are like, oh, that's fucking
It kind of
bullshit.
made me think
blah,
about
blah.
like other like painters.
Like the cross and the flag.
Who did the cross and the flag?
The cross and the flag. It was a picture taken. It was like the big American flag, like the oversized one they have to lift with cranes, and the sun's behind it, and the what's that shit called when the light shoots off the one?
Oh,
Prism.
The prism
No,
it creates off of
no.
the fabric behind it, made a cross, and everybody used that for everything because it was God letting us know that He was with America. I shit you not. Google cross and a flag,
you
and that's
got
what first
iPad.
thing. Oh. Yeah, iPad. Okay, before you start judging Apple.
Fuck Apple. Fuck them. Fuck them all.
I
Who
would. You
cares?
see how much they're worth?
Actually, you know, is there like a modern artist that you guys kind of like look at and be like, I like. I have a guy that
Like-
I love.
like
and
Dale?
he just died recently. No, not this guy. He's not gonna be famous.
This shit
until he
right
dies.
here.
Oh, that one. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that picture.
You've seen everybody has.
Yeah,
It's on
but
Facebook all the time.
it just looks like an Instagram picture to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't see a cross if I looked at that.
That's art.
It's like somebody looking at a piece of toast and saying, "Oh, look, there's Jesus."
Yeah. Pretty
Oh, like that?
Yeah.
That was by chance. That just happened.
It's an actual picture of the American flag, with Jesus in the stars. No, actually, my favorite fucking artist, who is a modern artist, who I can compare to Salvador Dali, died 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? H.R. Geiger.
Ooh,
H.R.
yeah.
Geiger is the only modern artist who would be compared to like the major artists in the past.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Because he changed art. He
Yeah.
changed. He didn't change that. He even changed sci-fi. He even changed writers, the way
Yeah.
they would like express, the way they would view.
There's so many artists out there that do stuff now.
That is so
It's
inspired by
clearly inspired by
Geiger.
him, and a lot of them don't even know that they're inspired by
Yeah,
him.
Geiger is so.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, Geiger is fucking beautiful. I have his book. I
Have you
have his.
seen the documentary? on
Yeah,
that?
I saw the documentary. Geiger was like, I'm a big Alien fan. Okay.
And monkeys.
You want to know my fucking backstory, my superhero backstory?
Oh, I was gonna ask
Okay.
if you're a doctor. Anyways.
Okay, so I was born in Beverly Hills,
His mom's
California.
like, not yet. Nobody will take him.
Right, that me
Yeah,
and my
pretty much. That's what happened. I was born in Beverly Hills, California. My family worked at a graphic design company around Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, I know your backstory.
Okay, so during
We
that
gotta
time,
shut him up. Nobody else is listening to him.
I know it, but nobody else does. So please explain to the listeners.
during 1979, I was born in 1979 when I was conceived. Whenever my parents fucked each other,
You.
I was popped out in Cedars-Sinai, Hollywood, California. Well, when my parents were working at this graphic design company, they were given tickets for the premiere of Alien, the first Alien, Sigourney Weaver, and it was actually at the Egyptian Theater down. There's Hollywood Boulevard. and then I can't remember what's next to Hollywood Boulevard, down south. The one from down south, Hollywood Boulevard. The Egyptian Theater is down there. So, my mom was telling me about. We were talking about this the other day. It was kind of funny. She was talking about like how when they went to the theater, it looked just like the spaceship. You're going through the Nostromo. It's not the Nostromo. Nostromo's aliens. Shit. I thought it was an Aliens fan. I can't remember the name of the ship. The first movie. It is the Nostromo. The Nostromo is the first alien ship.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at you. I'm judging you. I figured you would know it, but you don't know. So it was a Nostromo, and then they had like a sculpture of the alien. My mom was like, "I've seen that before." My dad's like, "Nope, never seen it. Whatever. Don't look at it. It's disgusting. Look at whatever." So anyway, my mom was pregnant, and I was inside of her, and she kind of freaked out when the thing was going popping
that's
out,
right. Yeah.
and she was like, "Fuck this movie. I hate it."
And then she
and
tried
then-
to cut you out.
How many years? 6 years later, Aliens came out, 1985. It was one of my favorite movies ever. Watching it on fucking like VHS all the time. Aliens was the best movie. My mom would like walk by and watch it. It's like, fuck that movie. Fuck those things. I hate that movie. And then she told me the whole story when we used to live in Hollywood.
Mm.
It's like she told me about the first Aliens. It's like, oh, there's a first one? And I ended up watching it. It's like, oh, okay. So yeah, I fucking love Aliens. I have a collection of like the way you have your dolls around your house. I have Aliens in my house. You see my office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Aliens. I have a chest burster. I fucking love Aliens. Xenos are the best thing in the world.
Do you have sex with an alien
I would. Well, Species.
species?
H.R. Geiger also made the artwork for the movie Species, which was what was the actress that played that?
Super hot chick.
Yeah, blonde lady.
Just super hot chick.
Yeah, I would die. I would
can't
die. I
remember.
would die for that super hot blonde chick.
She would kill you.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
What was her name?
I mean, she was like a big thing in the 90s. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there was Species 1 and Species
Heather
2.
or something?
But yeah, H.R. Geiger did the artwork for that
I
movie
remember.
too.
Yeah.
I seen her in a movie not too long ago.
And it was actually based in Los Angeles. It was a very LA style movie.
Natasha Henstridge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She had them eyes.
Oh shit.
So where were you going with?
Oh, Dale, have you seen that?
Huh?
Where were you going with Geiger? I forgot.
No, Geiger is basically our modern day artist.
Oh, you're talking
When
about
he
Martin
died-
Artist. Okay, yeah.
That's something we should
Yeah,
watch
when
for
he
the next
died. To
podcast.
me,
Oh,
I look
yeah.
at Geiger, he was a real artist.
Mm-hmm.
He did things that was so abstract. And he actually had a rule of standards how to be an artist. If you ever watch his fucking like videos, he had a thing. It's like, don't play video games, don't waste your time like playing doing other stupid shit. It's like he was very, what's the word? I'm drunk right now. I cannot be an artist right now. If I was hanging around H.R. Geiger's like, no, you can't be an artist. He had what's the word when you want it?
Passion.
Not a passion.
Inspiration.
No. When you have to take care of shit and you have to be an adult.
Oh, responsible.
Responsibility.
Yeah, there's a
Drive?
responsibility to be an artist. There is. You have to actually, it's not just responsibility, there's an other word. Damn it.
Oh,
Dedicate yourself.
Not
No.
dedication.
Oh, okay, I'm out.
Act it out.
No, not acted out. You know what?
Oh, no, I was telling you to
We
act,
are
that's what
the
you-
worst people to be.
Sounds.
I don't know why you're throwing. We ain't French, motherfucker. You're the one having the issue. I am amazing.
Now I'm trying to remember what
Is
fucking.
there synonyms
Drive?
to this?
Responsible.
It's close.
responsible
Drive
for
is
the
one of
people.
them. It's
I said drive first. You
self
steal.
motivation.
Self-driven.
Self-driven's close.
Self.
Loathing. What?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Sacrifice.
Responsibility.
Safe
I think it's all
Duty.
these words at once, but there's like
Duty.
one
Oh.
phrase that everybody
Duty.
hates when we hear it, where it's like, I don't have that. It's
Conviction.
talent, skill.
no.
Talented.
Everyone can say they have talent, but there's another word that has to be involved.
Gifted.
Not gifted. No, because you
Passionate.
won't. If you hear you're gifted, you'd be like, yeah. No, it's another word where you're just kind of
Humble.
like, yeah. No, it's not humble. God damn it! What's the fucking word? I've been drinking the
Can you
whole night.
Can you act it out?
I have to act like an
Think
asshole.
Synonyms.
Huh?
Close
I have to
synonyms.
act like an asshole.
Do it. Oh, arrogant.
No.
Oh,
It's a type of like self-discipline. It's basically I don't know.
Self-control.
Discipline.
Not self-control. It's within those realms. There's a word that fits it, but yeah, it's basically
OCD?
self-control, self-discipline.
OCD,
You have to be
controlling,
commitment.
Passionate.
Drive.
Committed.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's the word you don't
That's
like.
the
Committed.
word.
You don't like commitment.
Committed.
I don't. I
Yeah.
don't like commitment.
Yeah,
That's
you have
why
to stay
I'm-
committed.
We sat here and
Yeah.
went through the entirety of a fucking thesaurus.
The
for
entire
commitment.
English language.
Yeah.
I should have said.
The and cat.
I should have said marriage, and you would have been like, yes.
No, marriage. I've been like, no, that's horrible.
No, but that's the type. That
Yeah,
we're-
it's
'Cause
those
it's a
things that
commitment.
you're just worried about. It's like commitment. You have to really commit to that shit.
Mm.
And the thing is, not many people. Well, there's a lot of things that like okay, you have your daily life
Yes.
that you know that can make you survive every day. This is your bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I kind of feel this is the difference between an artist and people who just do a hobby.
Yeah.
And there's other people who have just extreme talent, or I just want to slap in the face like Dale here, where it's like he just does it without anything. There's other people that do have like talent, but they have to like work an effort on it. And then there's a commitment. They have to focus. They actually have to like bring everything they end onto each other to do what their talent is. And again, there's motherfuckers like Dale here that can do videos with his fucking like sculptures where it's like, I wish I can do that, but there's no way in hell I can do that. I have a different type of talent.
You can do it. You just don't want to.
No.
No, you can.
No,
You're
no,
not
no,
committed
no,
to
no.
it.
He actually,
Anybody can do
this,
what-
this is where the conversation.
Anybody can do
Hold
what
on.
Dale's
Conversation is changing
Hold
now.
on.
Sure.
No. I have a question that relates to what your statement, Tubbs. Okay, I had an ex who believed that.
I had an ex too. Let's not go bragging.
No, I had an ex-girlfriend that believed that if you gave her a year of just straight training, say like you take some Olympic event,
Yeah.
and you take a year of just straight training every
Yeah.
single day, that she will be at that skill level. She
It's
may not have that experience, but
the 100 hours theory. You do anything for 100 hours, you're good at it.
Stop. I'm a drink.
says the trunk in the corner.
No. No.
It's the 100 hours. It's the 100 hours.
I feel
If
like
you
we're at
dedicate, if you
shadows.
dedicate yourself,
With
Dude, it's like me. I've done martial arts my whole life. I fought professionals just to see where I'm at with them. And they would like have started a less amount of time that I have. And they're professional. And I just was like, I want to see where this guy's at. And I'd be like, alright, let's go fight. And these guys would wail on me. And I would just look at them like they would do maneuvers I would never think about doing. Or it kind of made me think. And I would sit down and be like, God damn, what is this guy at? And like, I remember there was a time where people looked at me where it's like, I used to be a good fighter. And I would see things differently, but I would jump and like meet another fighter where it's like, God damn, this is like, it's different. There's, same thing with arms. What are we doing
You
here?
can keep
Are
talking.
we doing rituals now?
Are we going to sacrifice a virgin?
No.
I'm not a virgin.
Oh, I was gonna name
No.
you.
Yeah.
oh, you saw these?
Yeah.
My mother-in-law
Yeah,
brought
sorry, I
some. I was
didn't
like,
mean to
"Dale, what are
interrupt."
those?"
No, you're good. It's a really good distracting, like, it's
Are we gonna dance around the table now?
I think we should tell,
It's a skull candle.
it's a skull candle. Tell
It's a
the
black
people-
skull candle.
It's a wax skull candle.
A black.
A
skull
black
candle.
wax skull candle.
Yeah.
Because most candles aren't wax.
No, most candles aren't black.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was kind of worried that we're doing the podcast in this room here because all the walls are red, and I thought I was gonna get raped here.
Oh, no.
Well, probably, but I mean,
rape
that
the
has nothing to do
Wait
with the
till
wall
you pass
color.
out.
Yeah, no, I don't rape.
Drink more.
I don't like to be raped, but I'll push back.
Okay.
Okay. I like how he was like, okay. I don't think you realize what he said.
Okay, I think you could get the skill, but I don't think you can. The experience says a lot. Like you can, just because you know how to like throw a punch or whatever. If you get thrown in a ring with somebody who's been through a lot more fights, they can they have
adapt faster just based on
well,
experience.
they know how to read the body movement and stuff like that faster than you ever would. So experience has a lot to I think speaks more than your skill level.
But
Because I know from golf, like once I got golf lessons and I dedicated myself, I committed every day to golfing. Like I got good fast.
have you ever met
My skill got good fast, but my experience did not. That's the only thing I was lacking. So I was getting my ass kicked by girls that had the same skill level, but I didn't have the same experience. So they knew how to handle different
Just
situations.
put it this way, like somebody that was in golfing, is somebody who can read the field. That's the best way I can think it. Like they can read the field and know what they need to do what they have to like accomplish their goal. That's the one thing with boxing or any kind of martial art. Reading the field, feeling your opponent. But the thing with golf, oh man, you don't want to hear my fucking opinion about golf though.
You don't like it?
No, it's not really a sport.
What?
Golf is not a sport to me.
Whatever. I don't think NASCAR.
I'm gonna
is a
be this
sport.
guy in your fucking podcast like, nah, photography's not a fucking art and golf is not a sport.
I don't think NASCAR.
It's
is a
okay. The
sport.
first thing
I don't-
Dale said was abstract art's not art, but go on.
Yeah, we all have our opinion of what's
Yeah,
what's
but the thing is,
That's the whole point of the podcast,
golf is not a sport. I'm gonna put it that way right there. Golf is not a sport.
Why not?
You know what else?
But
is
here's
Why
the
not?
thing.
Hold up. Why is it not a sport?
Huh?
Why is it not a sport?
You're just fucking like swinging a ball around with a fucking stick. And
Well,
the
then
kid can do that.
You're
But here's the
absolutely
thing.
right. Your
There's a-
argument is
but-
valid if you can go do that and win a PGA
But
Tour.
here's the thing. There's a skill and there's a tool for the situation. You know how many tools there are? 9 clubs and 3 drivers. And a putt-putt.
3
No?
drivers.
What?
No.
How many drivers?
Well, I got one better for you. Football
See,
has
okay,
only one
hold
ball
on.
and one field, so your argument's invalid.
Hold
Yeah.
on. You
But then
can't.
you gotta- how
hold
many
on.
pads
You
you have?
can't say something is not something if you don't have the full exact knowledge of what is going on.
I know, that's what I'm
So
saying.
you can't officially, in my mind, in my
In my opinion.
you cannot say that golf is not a sport because you cannot say what is in the golf bag.
Okay,
and-
so
Well,
what
that's like
is...
saying martial arts is not a sport.
Okay,
Yeah.
look up the definition of a sport.
You're not gonna like it because golf is one of them.
God damn it.
Martial arts isn't a sport.
do you think NASCAR is a sport?
Golf's been around for a really long time.
Very
Well,
long time.
I can see NASCAR being a sport because you're being challenged by
Are you
other...
fucking kidding me?
other yeah, because
NASCAR, you go around in fucking circles all fucking
but you're
day
being
in a car.
challenged by other people.
Bullshit.
You're doing the same thing in
And
golf.
golf is you're being challenged by the fucking
No,
golf course,
what-
and you're also being.
But here's the thing.
Oh my god.
There's people who do golf by themselves. What are they challenged by?
You're challenged by the golf course, and you're challenged by yourself
But
mentally.
what personal person? Where's the challenge?
You're basically playing yourself mentally. It's
like
It's
billiards.
a huge mental game.
Billiards is not a sport. Golf is like billiards.
But you're
to me.
saying NASCAR is a sport. You drive
Yeah,
around
because you're
circles
actually
all
going
fucking-
against another opponent.
You turn left all fucking day.
They're
That's not a fucking
I'd like
skill.
to pose the same. If you say that, then jump in a car and win a NASCAR race.
it's more of a
You
mental
can't. You have to
it's
know
a
what the
mental
car's
sport.
doing. You have to know the
But
track.
but
Every
you see
track
where I'm
is different.
getting with this.
Oh no, I completely agree with both of you. But like I was telling him, it's like the argument martial arts isn't a sport. Or MMA's not a sport. They're sports. The definition of sport, according to Merriam-Webster, I believe, an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment.
Okay.
Golf,
Is there a
everything we've
team in
mentioned.
golf?
Huh?
Yes.
Is there a team in golf?
Yes.
Yes. The same kind of teams there are in NASCAR.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I played on teams in high
So there's
school,
nothing about
college.
opponents or anything
What?
about
No,
that?
no. There was one definition I saw. We looked it up one time, and it gave actual criteria for a sport, or maybe it was the Olympic sport thing, where it has to have a set amount of there has to be a certain scoring for points. It has to have like a certain technical you have to be able to break stuff
See,
down.
I'm gonna be that
See-
asshole where I'm gonna be like against that definition. Like you have to be against an opponent.
In
Well,
golf,
to make
you're
it- golf
doing
you
this
are.
one, you're against an opponent.
Yeah, but I want it, that definition is hurting my feelings.
Yeah,
I'm-
the
I'm
definition
I'm
doesn't give a fuck
triggered.
about your
It's
feelings.
not hurting mine.
I'm
but
triggered.
Okay.
I'm triggered about my feelings.
Good.
As like
Get triggered.
A sport,
Nobody gives a fuck.
A sport should
You're
be.
not a fucking butterfly. You're a human being like everybody else.
I know, but I think a sport. I don't care. Regardless, a
Okay,
sport should
hold on,
be.
hold on.
So by your definition, golf is not a sport, but chess is. It has every criteria, including the one you mentioned.
Because you have an opponent.
Yeah, that's a
Golf
sport.
has an opponent.
I
Not
feel.
all the time.
Majority of the time. And majority
Well, when did,
Hold on.
in competition, when does it not have an opponent?
Exactly.
In competition, when does golf not have an opponent? Because a sport is
A majority of my career in
No, I don't
golf
even say
was
competition
against
on
playing. It was playing against other people.
Okay. Okay. If you're playing against other people,
About 90% of my
you
golf
got
career.
something to call against. Where it's like I see that as a sport.
Oh, so now it's a sport.
Yeah, if you're going against somebody, it's
well,
a
it's like
sport.
saying shooting's not a sport.
If you're competing against somebody, I can see that as a sport. I don't see it as a sport unless you're competing. Here's another thing.
What's your epitome of a sport?
Well, is boxing a sport?
Yes.
Because most training involves you doing it by yourself. By your definition of both
Oh
golf
no.
and shooting,
the
it's the same thing.
training to boxing
Exactly.
is to going towards that sport
Why do you train?
to compete towards that one.
And that's
opponent.
exactly why you golf.
Yeah,
to compete
and
towards the
that's
competition.
exactly why I practiced every single day.
Oh, fuck you.
Was to win tournaments. Was to win tournaments.
Fine, you got this one.
My thing was when you said golf isn't a sport, I always make the joke if a fat guy can do it, it's probably not a sport.
Fine then. There's a difference from practicing
Like World
to
Series
the actual
poker.
sport.
I'll tell you what's not a sport with no argument. Podcast marathons.
Oh yeah, we've been going for a while.
Okay,
Yeah.
so okay.
we're gonna conclude this episode. It's been a while.
All right,
Yeah.
is there a part 2?
We can make a part
we
two
can make
for
a part
you.
two.
Okay, because I'm gonna win this.
Okay.
'Cause Now
Okay.
it's a sport.
All right,
What's the
guys.
next time?
Look out for part 2. Listen to our podcast. You can find us on Instagram at the Whip Podcast. Email is artistwhip@gmail.com. We're on YouTube at the Work in Progress Podcast. But if you're listening, you're probably already there. You can find Dale at Technical Street Studios. On Instagram at where's your Instagram thing, dude? Come on, man. I wrote them on the table for a reason. What are you doing to me, guy? Thanks, Dale. You can find Dale on Instagram at Technica Street and on YouTube at Technica Street Studios. Rachel's on Instagram at HSP Woodworks.
Yep.
And I am at Tubbs Works.
And if you want to like hate me for anything I said because I think photography is not a sport and I don't like sports and I don't like you, you can go anything. I can't really remember all my fucking social media stuff, but you can look for Angry Nin / anything. Angry Nin anything is me because apparently there's nobody Angry Nin. So yeah, Angry Nin Instagram.
ANGRYNIN.
Yeah. Angry
Or
Nin.
if you want to filter hate mail through us, you can email it to us at artistwhip@gmail.com and we'll make sure we get it right.